Narito ang programang totoong-totoo, Tambayan sa DWIZ. Programang magliliwanag ng ilang mahahalagang mga issue. Tambayan sa DWIZ. At ngayon, narito na sila upang maghatid ng saya sa bawat Pilipino. Sa programang Tambayan sa DWIZ.
Magandang tanghali. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles and welcome to Tambayan. Kasama ko sa himpilan. Diyan, magkakam ka ba? Are you going on camera?
Palay po.
You're on camera. Lipat-lipat Diyan. Sorry, na-off-cam si Na-off-cam si Diyan. Magandang tanghali. Everybody.
Share lang ako
Nag-share ka muna dyan. May welcome to Tambayan. It's a Monday morning. Ngayon po ang anibersaryo ng Mama Sapano. At hinihikayat namin lahat ng tao. Tandaan po lahat ng ating mga bayani na namatay doon sa isang rice field sa Mama Sapano. And to remember how they came to be there. Binabasa ko yung ibang mga accounts last night of what happened in that rice field. And basically, they had a well-run operation, but there's one question that up to now remains, kumbaga, isang malaking misteryo. It's why there was no military backup for our police. They were there para i-operate nga yung isang known terrorist to get him and to be able to come back with proof. Not just of his existence, but of his demise, of his death. Nakuha naman nila. Nagawa nila. Na-complete nila yung mission. Well, not exactly. Kasi usually, ang completion ng isang mission or ng isang operation is to get away with it. Kumbaga. Pero hindi naman, it was not a failure, but they paid the price for it. Hindi sila makaalis from that field. And wala silang cover. As in, wala talaga. Wala kang masisilungan. Wala kang matataguan na na bato man lang, wala kang to shield you from the enemy fire. You open field, of course, taniman, but there was nothing na sasalag dun sa mga bala, and eventually they were surrounded. Isa lang po ang survivor doon sa lugar na yan. Dun sa normally, mga ganyang klaseng operations, you have backup to help you retreat, di ba? Sa iyong pag-retreat, merong support yan. Merong nearby na military camp na for some reason, hindi sila napagbigyan, hindi sila na-provide ng support, whether it was the air support or even yung support ng ibang troops.
May chika nga daw.
Ano yung chika?
They were asked to stand down daw.
Pero for what reason? To let them die? Yun nga yung misteryo ng buhay dito.
Ngayon pa lang actually may mga naglalabasan na mga issue na happenings na lately lang lumalabas. Parang kahapon lang ata. Kasi nagbabasa rin ako
kagabi, di ba?
Kagabi. May mga lumalabas din ng mga issue na hindi sila pinagalaw. Ang haba-haba ng oras. Yun nga yung mahiwagang katanungan doon. Anong rason?
Plus, si Noynoy nasa
Zamboanga.
Oo. And supposedly monitoring.
Yes.
May mga lumalabas nga na pictures, natatawa-tawa pa siya, di ba?
Ay, oo, totoo yun.
At the time that...
Yung nangyayari yung bakbakan, actually.
Well, not exactly during, but immediately after. Yung, pinablish din ng PNP yung report. Yung Board of Inquiry report ng Mama Sapano. Ang originally nung 2015 sinasabi na hindi daw kaya mag-provide ng air support. Pero walang walang reason hanggang ngayon kung bakit
Tsaka talaga ang haba-haba ng oras. Hanggang sa lubos na lang sila. I'm sorry.
Basically ang sinasabi ang dito, ang naging pangtakip na excuse and something that we have to seriously talk about was because of the peace process.
Peace process?
At the time.
Okay.
Ang sinasabi nila at the time was that Ayaw gumalaw ng military because they were under very, very strict orders not to disrupt the peace process.
Okay.
Siyempre, ang mga ano dito, at the time, nandun sa mga area was MILF. So, ito pala yung kailangan natin pag-aralan uli sa ating kasaysayan is why the Aquino administration, particularly Noynoy administration, allowed what we would call later on as rebel-held territory, MILF-held territory. Ang military had very, very strict instructions not to stray into the territory of then, at the time, the MILF rebels. Kasi daw may peace process. Pero pag may peace process, hindi ka nagko-concede ng teritoryo. Pag nagko-concede ka ng teritoryo, yan ang very definition of your disloyalty to the Republic. Bakit ka magbibigay ng lupa, ng teritoryo, mismo sa kumakalaban sa atin? So,
simpleng-simple.
Di ba? Simpleng-simple yan, ha?
Ba't ko bibigay ng teritoryo sa mga kumakalaban sa bansa?
Ang sinasabi ng Air Force at the time, and this is what I remember, sinasabi nila, hindi daw nila pwedeng bigyan ng air support kasi una, wala daw request. Pangalawa, pag binigay nila, it would inflame the situation kasi nga peace process. The important thing was to set up a ceasefire mechanism at that point in time. Si General Katapang to nagsasalita. And it was so weird for me na siya yung si General Gregorio Pio Katapang was the AFPC Chief of Staff at the time that the military is informed of the mission during the actual operations. So, isipin mo yung gagana, di kami pwedeng tumulong sa'yo kahit pinapatay ka na kasi peace process eh.
Tanong peaceful sa pinapatay sila ngayon.
Diba? So, yun. So, para mabigyan lang ng nararapat na nakatarungan, yun sana ang hinahanap natin. Dito sa ating mga hukuman naman, and to be fair, si Attorney Ferdy Topacio assists the families of the SAF 44. And sila nga po ay nag-file or supposedly are filing a new case against the former president kay Noynoy for the deaths of the SAF 44. Remember winidraw yung dati kasi masama yung pagka-file ng dating ombudsman. Itong current ombudsman natin, he was the one who withdrew it para pag tama na yung ebidensya at saka tama yung magiging charge, then pwedeng i-refile and there is a chance for it to prosper. So,
para this time sana pumasok na.
Sana nga. But sa akin ultimately, the question that historians, that we will ask, that generations afterwards are going to ask is, what did President Noynoy do about this? Anong ginawa niya tungkol dito? Hindi niya nabigyan ng katarungan, hindi niya, all he came up with were excuses. And of course, nung kausap niya yung mga pamilya ng mga namatay is, namatayan din naman ako.
Patas na tayo.
Di ba? Naglalaro ba kayo ng computer games? Di ba? May mga ganon siyang hirit, mga kulang talaga yung EQ in this case. So, even with the insensitive handling, kasi minsan naman mahina talaga sa communications yung tao, malay mo, ano naman ang ginawa niya afterwards para ma-providean sila ng some kind of relief? Wala din. It took, nagpa-investigate pa, di ba? At dun sa investigasyon na yun, sa inquiry na yun, naparusahan pa si General Benji Magalong.
Yes.
Because he came out with a report na nagsasabi na meron talagang lapses in authority here. Which means, lapses in authority is a term we use when we say, when you don't want to name exactly the person. Pero sablay, halatang halata naman dito na yung Pangulo ang nagkulang dito. Di ba? Yung yung not just the handling of the aftermath, but ito yung tumataginting na katahimikan niya over the, halatang halata na what's wrong, di ba? Noon ang tapang-tapang ninyo sabihin na kaya kayo hindi nagre-rescue ng mga naiwan dun sa field. on an operation that you yourself ordered. Parang sinasabi ninyo na para not to disrupt the peace process, okay lang mamatay sila doon. Alam na eh. Alam niyo yung excuse na not to disrupt the peace process? Alam mo yun? Hindi na eh. It was already too late. Pagdating sa identification. Kasi alam na eh, later on, they were being fired upon. At ngayon, given the identification na PNP yung nandun sa field, alam na government-sanctioned activity to. It was too late to disown it. So yung para sabihin mo, you don't want to disrupt the peace process because they were being killed in the field, despite the fact that they were being killed in the field, smacks not really of an excuse, but actually of a cover-up. So, ilang taon na ba? And hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin katarungan. Kahit ako hinahanap ko na. But, I used to trust the judicial process nga. Yung, sige, ito nangyayari. And, well represented naman sila. Pero para sa akin, the ultimate justice here would be to write it out in the books that this president paid for, not just for his ignorance and insensitivity, but the fact that he is ultimately the authority that killed 44 men in a rice field in Mamasapa, no? Nitignan ko yung comments. Sabi ni CHEV, the former president said, after asked by the media regarding his lack of empathy, sabi niya, empathy, di ko alam yan, anong ibig sabihin nun sa sa dictionary. Wow, di ba? Papawaw ka talaga with things like this.
Kulang na kulang siya eh, no?
I saw what you did there.
Diba?
Kulang na kulang talaga.
Ewan pa talaga?
Namatay yung wifi natin.
Namatay ba yung wifi natin?
So,
wait lang, I'll be back again.
Okay, thank you. So guys, nagre-request lang kami to take a moment out of your day to remember them, and if you pray, to pray for the ease of their souls and that their families will in spite of the great sorrow be able to manage without them. In the meantime, di ba? In the meantime, may bagong controversy din na, well, it's a small tempest in a teacup, kumbaga, ang nangyayari. Sa Pambansang Komisyon ng Sining at Kultura, meron silang hindi, wala talaga akong internet.
Hindi, nag-loading pa siya.
Alam mo yung nangyari sa NCCA?
Oo.
Na meron silang event dun sa gallery sa NCCA. I don't want to blacklist the gallery or the event. Pero during that event, meron silang inimbento na yung apparently some of the employees or the managers of that event meron silang parang wave na ginawa. So to indicate that they are moving forward.
To where?
Basta wave siya.
Wave.
So parang they move the arm forward and then produce a wave along the arm. So, may pagano'n siya. For those na nanonood dun sa video, it was supposed to be, parang yung wave, dati sideways yun dun sa what do you call that? The 80s. No? So, it's called the wave, right?
Hindi naman ganon.
Not the crowd wave, pero the wave on your arm. So, you move the arm forward and then wave. Create a wave on your arm.
Tapos.
Okay. So, nakunan na sila ng picture. So, tama yung social distancing. Pero, ang nakunan was that the arm was in an upraised position, creating something like a Roman salute. Or
can I say
more commonly known as the salutation to Hitler. Heil Hitler. Nagmukhang nakaganon sila. So, sabi, ngayon, syempre, nakita ito sa Twitter.
Syempre,
so ngayon, what are you thinking? Ganyan na yung mga reaction. And correctly so, kasi nga, yung picture, and to be fair to those people who reacted to it, mukha talaga siyang naka-Nazi salute. So,
teka lang. Wala eh. Hindi ba siya kumakalat
They took it down eh. They took it down right away. Kasi maraming nagreklamo dun sa comment section. Pero syempre, somebody had taken a screenshot and posted it on Twitter.
Para sa akin kasi ano ba? Alam, be responsible enough. Ang bilis-bilis kumalat ng balita ngayon.
Di ba? Parang ang ano ko is that, did you not see the implications of this? Syempre, hindi naman maiintindihan. Kasi hindi naman video yung pinalabas ninyo. So, hindi nakita yung wave. Kumbaga.
Sana man lang video.
Yes,
diba?
to understand it. Or, not at all. Kasi yung mga ano, I don't have any other term for it. Pero yung mga gimmick na ganyan, they call that a gimmick. Tama, di ba? Yung mga gimmick na ganyan. Yung mga gimmick na ganyan, medyo ano well, it seems to me unnecessary.
Or trying hard?
Okay. Okay. No, because we like the people at NCCA. Galing tayo dyan eh. Pero, it seems to me that it was not exactly well thought out. Lalong-lalo na, magre-release kayo ng picture. Sila mismo yung nag-post ng picture eh.
Diba?
On the NCCA website.
Di man lang natinignan na maayos. Be responsible nga enough to do sa ano. Check on those things. Simpleng-simple. Sorry ha. Actually, nakikinig sila pagtambayan, alam ko eh.
Nakikinig sila ng gano'n. So, the admonition, well, not the admonition here, the suggestion here is to be more circumspect about the pictures and about the gimmicks. Kasi naiintindihan ko that you want to add a little extra to it. So, meron kayong pa wave na gano'n. And that's fine. That's good. Especially, sana 2 arms na.
Oo, parang di isa lang.
Mahirap kasi,
para Superman ngayon.
Mahirap kasi mag-second guess. Pero kasi kunwari in the nagkakatuwaan sila ganon, di ba? So in the moment di nila naiisip yon, pero upon seeing the picture, the significance naman, the historical significance of the Roman salute and the Sieg Heil is pretty much universal. So para sa akin, let's not put ourselves into that kind of situation, and to understand also the symbolism of things. And that is where culture comes in, di ba? Everything is symbolic. Di ba?
Sana mas darnang labas nila.
Okay, bunny bunny pose.
Ang dami-dami just you have to get the most dangerous one.
Yes. Diba? The most reprehensible one. Of course, the good fortune here is that it never reached international attention.
Diba?
So, and we should be grateful that it didn't get up to that point, di ba?
Buti nga take down nila agad, at least. Next time video.
I mean, I'm not blaming anybody, not NCCA or not the people who reacted to it. But to be fair to the people who reacted to it, given what little information they had, they only had that picture and the arm upraised, then understandable yung reaction nila. On the other hand, there's a burden kasi, especially on the country's premier cultural institution, to understand the significance of symbols and gestures. Alam mo kung bakit? When we teach about cultural expressions, especially dance, di ba, ang body gestures is the form of communication. Yan yung words mo. So when you use, for instance, a wave, which is like a part of a dance, alam mo rin naman siguro na may significance yan.
Yes.
And since tayo yung nagpromote, NCCA ang nagpromote ng understanding ng expressions, which includes the symbols and gestures that make up the language of dance, then sana konting sensitivity dito. But it is a good opportunity rin to teach people about these things. Di ba? Sa ballet, di ba? Di yan nag-ballet ka, di ba?
Di lang halata.
Di na talaga halata.
Di ba? Isa NCA, pangalay. Yung pangalay is actually a wave. It's based on the waves of the ocean. Diyos ko, sa NCA na sila. Marami silang references. You were saying?
Ayun. So, tinitingnan ko kasi kung naiintindihan ng natin.
Mukha naman.
Natin, eh.
Bright naman ng mga listeners natin eh. Wait lang, nagpapabati si Timmy Marquez.
Ano?
Pahabati si Timmy Marquez.
Ay, si Ma'am Timmy.
Oo, happy birthday daw sa kanyang bayaw, Ariel Guevara. Alam niyo na address ha.
Anong pangalan?
Ariel Guevara.
Ariel Guevara.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ariel Guevara.
Alam niyo sa address ha? Madali kami kausap, char.
Patama yung dance, sabi ni Ima Madra, is the strut. Di ba? Yun yung part ng Pero that was sideways. Sila, they were doing it forwards. Well, to signify moving forward.
Moving forward.
Okay. No, it's a good intention. But of course, like I said, everything with a perspective can be very problematic.
Ano subjective
So ingat lang sana. But we applaud the fact that NCCA tries to keep things interesting. So yun.
At least they're moving forward.
Nag-move forward sila. And to be fair, they have their heart in it. They try. So yun nga lang dito. You can't really please all the wokes on Twitter, so hayaan na natin sila. As long as you took it down, you apologized, explained the significance. In fact, the NCCA can expand this to a teaching moment. Kumbaga, sa ganitong sayaw, ito yung significance niyan. Di ba sa ballet, there's certain gestures that mean, that have very specific meanings. So meron yan. So art really is a process of appreciating art is a process of decoding. Kasi iba yung language ng arte, iba yung symbolisms, iba yung meanings ng colors, at tapos nag-change pa halimbawa yan sa konteksto. So yun yung basic message dito. And sayang NCCA can consider this a teaching moment and come up with symbolisms of certain gestures internationally and locally, di ba? Sabi ni Checks and Lines. But how about the swastika, which is a long-standing symbol in Buddhism? Nawala yung importance nito sa Buddhism dahil it's easily recognizable as the Nazi symbol instead. Hindi po. They're not the same. Mirror image po. The Nazi swastika is a mirror image of that Buddhist symbol. So it's not the same. Yun nga lang, people will mistake it even if it is a mirror image. So hindi po yun pareho.
Ano po siya? Edited version po siya.
Corrected copy. Ganon. So it's not. Yeah, I actually looked into that even before. So ako kung paano nangyari yung merong ganon. Hindi natin pinapalaki yung issue ha, pero hindi pinatay ko yung super ginaw ngayon dito sa
grabe po ginaw sa loob ng station.
Nagkaka-brain freeze ako because of this. Nakakaloka.
Naghanap nga ako baka meron ka na rito yung injection.
Yeah.
Ginagawang storage to ang lamig.
So ito, sabi ni Tatay Strauss Fernandez, the wave was a popular cheering action of baseball and soccer crowds that took turns in standing up and sitting back down in a linear wave fashion which simulated human wave when viewed from a distance. Actually, look good on television.
Yung naman to.
Yun yung tatayo kayo.
Yes.
Si create a wave around the arena. Yes, that's not the same. It's we're talking about a wave action on the arm. Sabi ni Ma'am Mariles, guilty here when I first saw the Buddhist image. O nga naman. Pero madali naman i-compare. Pero you also cannot blame people ha. The Nazi swastika does raise a lot of horrific images, what you call correlative images. So we can't blame people for being overly sensitive about something like that. Sabi ni Checks and Lines ulit, less knowledgeable people who don't know its whole history will be judgmental. Well, totoo yan.
Taray.
Okay, so diba? So ingat-ingat, but while we're here and while we're talking about art, we'd also like to tell that story na alam mo yung kwento yung nag-judge kami ng
Ang sayaw, oo.
Nag-judge kami ng sayaw.
Ano bang event yun? Nakalimutan ko na.
Yun yung, di ba?
Pero siya, parang siyang, parang dance group. Na mga barangay ba yan?
It was, may festival. Dun sa probinsya.
Fiesta.
Hindi na natin papangalanan yung festival na yun, ha? So, para, madalas kasi ako na-ask to judge these contests. Until yung medyo kinabahan sila pag ako yung umuupo, eh. So, part of that, kasi ang NCCA is a government agency, not just to spread awareness, but also to create better knowledge of our, of the arts, as well as, our traditions, and history and our heritage. So, this was a heritage festival. So, they had a dance contest.
Yes, so...
Okay? So, dance drama daw yun.
Marami sila eh.
So, dance drama, parang ganon.
Ilang barangay yun.
So, before that, to explain the criteria of how we're going to judge them, syempre, sasabihin ninyo, why is art a dance? Why is dance an art? So, may elements ang art, di ba? Sa visual arts, there's color, harmony, balance, etc. Di ba? Sa dance, meron din. But, sabi ko, as in any other art, dance has a message. Di ba? Kaya nga nagdi-decode ka, dinidecode mo yung message. So, kapag mag-ano ka, may art ka, may choreography ka dito sa dance, ang dinidecode ng audience, what is the message? Now, in some, halimbawa, dun sa ballet, they're telling you a story. But hindi aksidente, di ba? Yung mga gestures. When they raise their arms over their head, when they give you a pushing away motion, that's a rejection, di ba? Yung mga ganon. So, lahat yan, and then you while you're decoding, you're watching everything, and they have to do it with, not just memorize the whole thing, pero with grace, with style, try to make look like your gestures are so light, di ba? Kaya ka naka-tiptoes, parang everything appears to be very light. Pero sa totoo lang, it takes enormous strength to look light.
Oo yan.
So, anyway, one of the criteria I said was the message. Diba? Every time you create art, there's a message somewhere there. Now, sometimes the message is a story. So, maraming images, and you have to decode that. Yung iba naman, there's just a single emotion that is the message. Pag nakita mo, naiiyak ka, because of the correlation of the symbols that you see. So, nung ini-explain ko pa lang yun na we will try to decode what your message is, we will use the symbols of dance, etc. Kinabahan yung audience.
Tingin na sila actually. Nag-isip sila kung anong gagawin nila.
Oo, paano nila babaguhin. It was already the time. So, may umapila pa. Sabi nila, it's too late for us to change. Sabi ko, wait. I thought this was a dance drama. Therefore, there is a message there already. Not necessarily in the individual movements. Kasi yung iba, parang sasabihin nila, gagawa sila ng dance drama, pero actually, it's a drama na everybody's jiggling.
Yung may traditional na sayaw na in-edit na lang nila.
Ayan, well, medyo yan, ibang issues yan. Maraming issues.
Basta yung basta alam ko yung kung naalala ko saan yan eh. Tapos para everything was okay, damit was over colorful, overpropped.
Parang gano'n.
Overpropped ata sila.
Minsan nga, may magpo-present na dance pero i-edit nila yung costume.
Mga gano'n.
Yung kasuotan and minsan may ma-o-offend dahil sa masyadong revealing. Diyos ko.
Tapos pero kailangan pa rin naman pumili ng winner so wala kang choice.
Diba? So, tinatanong ni Ipis Dagat, speaking of NCCA, is the Metropolitan Theater going to be open soon? Yes, it is within the year. So, I don't talk about it's not a renovation, it is conservation work. Restoration actually.
Yes, restoration.
So, pero, ang restoration po, it will depend to what period it's going to be restored. So, yung iba rin, baka there will be some adaptive reuse to some of the portions of the theater. So, it's not renovation. Renovation means babaguhin mo eh. So, di ba, renovate. So, from Nova. Okay. Pero in this case, it's conservation work. Part of it will be adaptive reuse, partly restoration. And very significant dito yung iba't ibang artworks by Monty, This is an Italian sculptor, na ang gaganda ng mga works sa loob.
Actually,
Plus, they restored the Amor Solo.
Okay.
There are 2 Amor Solos. Ito, Mystery sa Metropolitan Theater. There are 2 Amor Solos there. The History of Music is one. Dalawa siya, magkabilang dulo. When you enter into the lobby, on the left and on the right, one of them got stolen. A long time ago, this was in the 70s, sometime yata, before the restoration in 1974. So,
Sino yan?
yung nandun ngayon is now a reproduction. The other one is an original Amor Solo. Both of them were recently restored and in the National Museum. May mga theories dyan, pero possibly when we get back. Ang oras natin, 12:31 ng tanghali.
Tambayang sa DWIZ. Muli nating balikan Tambayang sa DWIZ.
Nagbabalik ang Tambayan, kasama pa rin sa himpilan, Beyonce.
Ako yun na.
Yeah.
Magdaan lang ako, nag-share lang ako ako rito.
Diba? Kakaiba. Ganyan ang buhay. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles. Happy birthday kay Miss Ashley Jose. Writer siya dito sa DWIZ.
Ay, writer, Ashley.
Writer siya. Diba?
Ano may nakita kong KFC kanina sa likod eh.
Ay, ganun. Grabe, hinanting talaga.
Hindi, joke lang. Nakita ako kanina. Ayun.
Sino nagpadala? May nagpadala
Oo, ice cream.
Pero hindi po pinirmahan.
Baka yun yung pangalan niya. Si Kim. Sa loob mismo. Sulat eh.
Wala nga eh.
Baka ito yung pangalan niya mismo. Si Carmen's Best.
Ay, ganon.
Hindi seryoso eh. Walang pangalan eh. Pasalamat po sa padala ng ice cream from Carmen's Best. Hindi siguro. Mag-comment na lang siya kung siya rin padala. Magpapasalamat tayo.
Ay, salamat sa nagpadala.
Nag-show po kasi kami kaya hindi ko nakuha.
So, hindi namin na pero maraming salamat.
Ayun.
Padala niyo po yung pangalan niyo para mapasalamat natin.
Ayun. Kung ayun ang pasabi po siya yung pangalan sa anonymous. Ayan. Happy birthday rin po kay kay Attorney Sparky.
Birthday ni Sparky ngayon? Yeah. Okay, dalawa pala. Happy birthday, Attorney Sparky Farolan. At saka happy birthday kay TP.
TP
Nieto. Diba?
Ayun, kay TP po siya magpadala. Nasa bundok eh. Attorney Sparky, paramdam ka naman dito?
Oo nga naman.
Tagal-tagal mo nang wala.
Miss na miss ka na namin.
Di ba tayo kumakain ng kansi?
Oo nga pala. Para
Pabati rin ako. Happy birthday kay, tawag ba dyan? Sino ba naman dito? Nakita ko kanina, wala eh.
Ano na naman to?
Nawala yung babatiin ko. Ayun, happy birthday kay Berwin Ramos. Tsaka maraming salamat po kay kay Madam Grace Cab sa pagpapadala siya pang pizza.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Uy, maraming salamat kay Madam.
Sa binubusog niyo po kami. Sa mga iba dyan niyo po, huli para magpadala, charot lang. So, ayun na nga, tawag ba dyan?
Ngayon din pala yung anniversaryo ng Mendiola Massacre. Well, a few days ago, actually.
Uy, nakita ko yun. May nagarally yung mga tao. Nagagalit kay Presidente.
Bakit?
Ano raw siya? Ano ba yun?
Massacre King.
Massacre King. Di ba parang late siya na ilang dekada? Parang nag-time travel ba ang Presidente ng panahon nila? Correct.
Di ba? Pero ganun sila yung ginagawa nila, multi-purpose rally.
Isang bagsakan na?
Which for me medyo nakakaano. Magko-commemorate kayo ng pagkamatay ng ilang tao sa Mendiola Massacre. Tapos sisingitan nyo ng politika of the day.
Yes.
Diba? Yung mga para ma-relate lang yung mga tipong itong mga magsasaka na massacre nun sa Mendiola, itong current presidente ang massacre king. Parang gano'n, pilit na pilit.
Parang wala siya pinatay na
ramdam namin yung pilit.
Na magsasaka.
Diba?
Mahal niya ngayon mga magsasaka natin eh.
Correct.
Ewan ko ibang administrasyon
Diba?
Regarding Mendiola Massacre, boss, ano ba yung pinag-ugatan yan?
May mga magsasaka kasi nangako si Cory ng land reform.
Okay.
So yun yung rally nila. Marami sila. Medyo it turned violent. Kinabahan yung mga police and they fired into the crowd. Kasi sumusugod na sila. Lapit Menjola yan. Malapit lang talaga sa Malacanang. As in literally spitting distance.
Nagkaroon ba ng trial dyan?
Oo. Hinanap nila yung mga tao na supposedly fired into the Pero maraming na-acquit.
Siyempre.
In fact, di ko maalala kung meron na na-convict Pero they were held for trial, supposedly. Pero ang claim nila is they were firing into the air. Diba?
Okay. Ngayong panahon na to, if ever may magreklamo pa, pwede bang yung kasong yan? Balikan o hindi na?
Maltagal
Tagal na masyado.
More than 30 years
more
na.
Than, yes.
So, unless there's new evidence, pero ang kunwari, even if you're acquitted kasi, pwede ka, dito kasi, pag acquitted ka na, hindi na pwede. Pero kung kunwari na-dismiss yung kaso at sa prosecutor's office, katulad nung nangyari kay Coco Pimentel, if there's additional evidence later on, pwedeng i-refile. Walang problema yan. Ngayon, kung kunwari convicted ka, tapos there's new evidence that can exonerate you, pwede ka magpa-new trial. Pero it's very, very rare.
Okay.
Diba?
Ganun pala yun.
Oo.
At least. Pero yun lang, ang pangit, ang tsaka lang ng rally talaga nila. Hindi nadamay nila yung presidente sa...
Ang weird lang talaga, na parang kung ano-ano na lang, matamaan lang yung presidente.
Seryoso, di ba? Pinilit mo.
Hindi, it's not fair, di ba? And people can see na, kumukuda lang kayo dyan. Sa totoo lang.
Diba? Tapos, ayun, so... After naman, ano ba yung grupo na magsasaka na to? Iban din mo siguro kasama si CPP-NPA no?
Ano?
Hindi naman siguro kasama si CPP-NPA, no? Yung itong grupo na magsasaka na to?
Ganito kasi yan Yung CPP-NPA, maraming alignments yan. Maraming associated groups yan. So, posible, sino bang nag-commemorate niya? Yung KMP, aligned yan sa CPP-NPA,
Pipilit talaga
CPP
nila.
At least, hindi pa tayo sure sa NPA.
Okay.
Pero yung alignment niya, with the... maliwanag yan. Proud pa nga sila Pero ito yung kilusang magbubukid ng Pilipinas. Wala pa naman kasing... Tinitingnan ko kasi yung mga issuances ng AFP and there's very little pagdating sa KMP. Kasi to be fair, they do come up with, they do defend very good causes. Halimbawa, they were against price tarification.
Okay.
Itong mga MAV, sinuportahan nila na wag tanggalin yung NFA. So, yung ko dun sa kilusang magbubukid, hindi pa lubos. So, I'm waiting for the evidence that directly links them to the CPP, in which case, delikado sila kung sakasakali. Pero remember, ang declared pa lang right now is the NPA. Hindi pa na-declare ang CPP. Wait. Declared na yung CPP. CPP and NPA. Ang hindi na-declare is NDF.
Ayun, NDF. Hindi pa na
Ngayon maraming nagtatanong kung bakit hindi pa na-declare ng ATC ang NDF. Kulang sa ebidensya. Remember, these are underground groups. Hindi naman humaharap masyado tong mga taong to. And hindi necessarily, kunwari ang NDF, hindi naman sila yung nag-raise ng arms. It's the NPA.
NPA, yes.
And sometimes the CCP. Kasi nga, nagkakalabo-labo na because of the close association of those two groups. Pero dun sa NDF, and dito makikita mo na fair ang Anti-Terrorism Council. Diba? So, nandito na rin lang tayo sa anti-terrorism.
Nga naman, tawag ba dyan? Napatas yung anti-terrorism law.
Oo, kasi kahit dun sa Anti-Terrorism Council na inaakusahan kaliwat kanan ng mga makakaliwang grupo na they can be, puro potential posibleng maging oppressive tong mga to, posibleng maging mararahas, mga ganyan. Pero nakikita nyo, by not yet declaring the NDF, maliwanag na they rely on evidence. May proseso, may pagpapresenta ng ebidensya. Kahit sa ATC lang, the Anti-Terrorism Council is a group, kasama dyan ng NICA, yung mga intel agencies and all of that. Andyan sila sa council. And alam naman natin, pagka military ka, pagka police ka and all that, yung thinking mo is more rightist, di ba? And more conservative and all that. But still, in spite of all of the kaba o lahat ng nerbiyos ng kabilang panig, ang CPP at NPA ang dineclare, ang NDF hindi, because kulang pa sa ebidensya, which is not to say na hindi sila madideclare later on. Pero the ATC does, what we say, cross its T's and dots its I's. Ibig sabihin, lahat, they are careful so that kapag kinwestiyon sila, ito yung ebidensya na prinesinta namin. Ito yung proseso. So there is always a process and there's always evidence. It's always supported by evidence.
Ayun naman pala.
So may nagtatanong nga pala, while we're still on the anti-terrorism law, may nagtatanong tungkol dito sa sa detention period, yung 14-day detention
14 days.
period.
Kapag hinalaan ka ba or something?
Oo.
Oo, yun.
So, yung period na yun kasi is deterrence. Or kasi kailangan mahuli mo yung tao as early as possible, especially kung ang pinaplano nila ay widespread na terrorist attack. So, 'di ba, what if a single bomb can kill thousands kasi, 'di ba? Or even a series of bombs. So, kung meron ng knowledge, kahit hindi pa ganong kalaganap yung ebidensya, pwede kang pick upin for 14 days and detained for 14 days. So, merong safety mechanisms yon, sasabihin sa hukuman. The nearest court will be informed and ini-inform yung pamilya at saka pati yung not just na nasa custody yung taong yan, but where that person is taken into custody at pwede siyang dalawin ng kanyang lawyer.
Para ka na-quarantine, 14 days.
Oo, extendable yun, another 7 days.
Saka alam ko iba yung holding cell mo.
Si Sir Bobby Fajardo. Oo, iba. Hihiwalay kasi ibang
yes.
Kasi posible rin, what if yung mga kasama mo try to stage an escape? Diba? Break you out of jail. Ito, si Sir Bobby Fajardo yung nagpadala ng ice cream.
Ayun,
thank you, Sir Bobby. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat
Mamaya
po sa
pa po namin matitikman pagka, dito, after, getting out of the studio. Sabi ni Sir Leo, NDF, hawak naman ng kamag-anak ni Dilima na asawa ni Joma. Lahat naman The whole thing. Si Prof. Joma was the founder of the CPP and NPA, of course, di ba? Kaya nga, di ba, pagka nagagalit kami, lalo na si Attorney Amen, sinasabi niya talaga, Joma, sisingiling ko sa'yo yung buhay ng mga batang pinapatay mo. Well, napapatay mo. Kasi, and that's why we consider these groups not just very, very dangerous, but also inhuman. Kasi, ang mga pinasusugod nila, pinansasalungan nilang ng bala, diba? Mga bata.
Yeah.
The kids. And, as we were informed pala earlier on by General Parlade, yung recruitment po is very much younger now.
Ay, wow.
High school pa lang, nagre-recruit na sila. Hindi pa necessarily kukunin yan, pero pag nag-18, tatakbo na yan. Dadalhin na nila kaagad sa
Okay. Start them young, Ano yan? Kakaloka.
So, ganyang kabata. Kasi mas madali i-convince yan. Pero yan talaga is punishable doon lang sa RA 7610 sa child abuse law. So, hindi talaga siya matinding pagbabawal yon. You don't even have to go into the anti-terrorism law. Hindi mo kailangan i-proscribe or i-declare. Pero kung yung nire-recruit mo siya, tapos alam mo ultimately, makikipagbarilan yung bata, yung mga child warriors, violation na yan ng international humanitarian law.
Ayun.
Okay?
Mas malaki problema nyo.
So, dito, di ba? Nanlakas ng loob ng mga So, another thing while we're on this, natawa ako kasi merong nag-block sa akin. Hindi ko napapangalanan kasi baka pasikatin yun na naman. Sa Twitter, Natatawa ako kasi medyo sikat na personality ito. Tapos, binabantayan ko kasi yung language na ginagamit. How can you tell if the person or persons you are talking to on Twitter are aligned with the left or are aligned with the CPP? Okay? CPP and NPA. Pag tinawag nilang civil war yung armed struggle. Kaya si Zarate, may na sa akin yan. Si Congressman Zarate also uses that term. Sa kasalukuyan, meron tayong civil war.
Civil war?
Kasi polisiya nila yan. Part of their ideology is that yung pakikipaglaban nila is not a crime, pero civil war, so combatant sila. Kaya sinasabi nila na, kayo AFP, subject kayo to international humanitarian law. Totoo yan. The AFP is always bound by that. Pero ang CPP-NPA, yung armed struggle nila, is in the nature of an insurgency. Hindi naman sila ibang estado, di naman sila ibang bayan, di naman sila belligerency. Ang belligerency kasi para ka na ring estado, almost a different country na dahil meron kayong teritoryong pinaglalaban, meron kayong ideology, meron kayong distinct and identifiable people, ganyan. Ang CPP-NPA, hindi. Tago lang kayo ng tago sa tatawagin ninyong civil war. Ito? Ano yan? Nile-legitimize ninyo yung krimen ninyo? It's a crime, guys. Don't let them get away with calling this a civil war. It's not. Mga hampaslupang lang kayo. Ano ba to? Insurgency lang kayo, mga rebelde. You're nothing more than common criminals with an ideology. That's the only difference. Pero you deserve longer jail terms for what you're doing under the guise of your ideology and supposedly fighting for freedom. Tigilan nyo nga ako, civil war kayo dyan.
Civil war?
Diba? Diba? So,
ideology nga pala. Oo nga pala. Sorry naman.
Oo, yung kasi meron silang isinusulang. Doon kasi sa ating, penal code, sa ating criminal laws, dati, or hanggang ngayon naman, kinikilala kasi na mas mainit yung apoy na ipang susunog sa'yo kapag yung crime is committed in the name of an ideology.
So, yun na yun.
Oo. Pagka yung mga para sa bayan, ganyan-ganyan, pero yung pag pinaglalaban namin ang kasarinlan ng Pilipinas, kala mo ganda-ganda ng wika, tapos yung pala nakikipagbarilan, yung pala nag-i-extort, di ba? Yung pala hindi nila makontrol sarili nilang mga kadre, may rapes sa
may marami nga,
di ba? Daming kwento na gano'n. Nang hahatak sila ng mga bata. Yung in-interview namin ni Namoka dito ng mga ng mga na-recruit through the Salugpungan and Alcadev schools. Anong ginawa sa kanila? Naghahasa yung bata. Lalaki, sabi niya he had no concept of homosexuality noon. He had no idea things like that could happen. Ayun, dinala siya sa city at doon napagsamantalahan silang mga kabataan. Diba?
Diba?
Oo, sabi ni Ma'am Jennifer, nang-block yan. Oo, inan-block na yata niya ako. Pero kasi simple lang naman, di ko naman siya ina-attack. Ang sinasabi ko lang, simple lang yan. Pag ginamit yung term na civil war, CPP-NPA yan. Kasi yan yung part ng ideology nila. So, tandaan niyo yan, yan ang inaano nila. Pero, of course, it's not true. Di natin kinikilala na civil war yung ginagawa nila. Mga criminal lang yung mga yan.
Magbago siya ng strategy ngayon.
Kasi pag sinabi mo civil war, parang, sundalo kami. Hindi kayo ganun. Wala kayong level ng honorable. Wala kayong ganun. Hindi kayo member ng na tinatawag natin the noble profession of arms.
Wow.
Yung mga sundalo yan mga sundalo, mga pulis, ganyan. Yung mga law enforcers, they're all part of this, parang like a fraternity called the noble profession of arms. Kasi pinagkakatiwalaan natin sila na meron na hawak-hawak na barel, meron silang dalang sandata and all of that. Because that's in the service of the country. Itong mga to, mga kriminal, mga agaw-armas lang yung mga baril ninyo, wala kayong honor. Kahit may mga pa-picture-picture kayo na may face paint, tapos nakapila, nakakaloka naman, tama ang uniforme ninyo, pula, kitang-kita kayo sa gubat, talaga. Diba? Kaya kayo nakakatay
Malayo pa lang.
Diba? So, yung no matter what they do, lahat ng mga pictures ng mga NPA terrorists, yung mga kunwari, mamalcha-malcha din sila, ganyan. All of that, all of the things that you do are nothing but a cheap reproduction, cheap na imitation of the military, of the honorable professions of the military. Wala, gaya-gaya lang talaga kayo, pero you don't have any science to this. You don't have to, madaya lang talaga kayo. Nagagamit kayo ng mga landmines, kaya kayo nakakapatay.
Oo nga pala, nagmagamit nga pa sila ng landmines.
Oo. Tapos meron kayong mga, ewan ko, yung pa yan, mga civil war ngayon, ano kayo, Avengers?
Baka magbago sila ng strategy.
Oo.
Mabalitaan nila, di sila gumamit ng civil war. Baka di na sila gumamit ng civil war ngayon sa Twitter.
Ano nang gagamitin nila?
Conflict.
Anong bagong kaartehan nang gagamitin nila?
Armed conflict.
What it comes down to is, umaagaw lang kayo ng authority at tuwang-tuwa kayo kapag nakakapag-extort. Pero papaalala ko lang dun sa mga gustong magpa-recruit, ha? Pag kayo na-recruit, wala kayong pension plan, wala kayong healthcare.
Diba?
And by that, I mean nakakaawa yung mga storya, ha? Kasi yung mga kwento ng mga rebel returnees na ang laki-laki ng milyones ang na-extort nila taon-taon, pinapadala nila sa Central Committee, tapos tatawag sila, patulong naman, may sakit kami, hindi kami kailangan namin magpagamot. Ano sasabihin sa kanila? Gawan yun lang ng paraan.
Dahon-dahon, ganun.
Oo, dahon-dahon na lang gamitin.
Dahon-dahon na lang daw.
Yan. Tapos pag tumanda na sila, sino mag-aalaga sa kanila? Yung partido ba? Yung mga komunista ninyo, yung mga kadre ba? Aalagaan ba kayo ng mga yan? Hindi. Itatapon lang kayo at sasabihin, hindi ka na useful sa kanila. Kasi ang kabataan ang kailangan nila para sa laban. Kung hindi mo na kayang lumaban at alagain ka, maswerte kung hindi ka nila patayin because you're no longer useful.
Actually, yun. Ewan ko ba, hindi ko alam. Kaya sabi, one time nga, nag-episode ako ng ganito rito sa Tambayan. Hindi ko ma-imagine, hindi ko makita yung rason bakit sila naniwala. Sabi nga nila, brainwash.
So, yun, makakatulong tayo to prevent our kids from getting recruited is to explain yung ganito, yung sitwasyon na ganito. Hindi umaabot eh. So, if we can flood our Twitter feeds or Facebook or Instagram with what could possibly happen to them. Kasi desperado yung kabila eh. Desperado. They need recruits. Kaya ang dami-dami nilang pinapalaganap na fake news. So, parang na lang, part ng ating obligasyon is to starve them of recruits. Yun. Para hindi na sila makakakuha uli. At wag silang bibigyan ng puwang, whether sa social media natin or sa i-mass report natin talaga yung mga crimes, and that is a crime. Kung merong NPA na bakit natin papayagan na bibigyan sila ng plataforma o puwang dun sa ating mga sa social media? Ginagawa nga nila sa atin yun kahit tama yung sinasabi natin eh.
Tama.
And if there's anything that we should mass report, it should be these criminals. Criminal po sila, ha. Huwag na natin silang tawaging anything else. Mga criminal, mga terorista yung mga yan. Sabi ni Jade Sereno, they need recruits, parang yung LP, ha. Grabe! Pero tama ka on that note. Paano ka nga ba naman makaka-recruit kung LP ka?
True. At dun sa nagre-recruit, maligo siya.
Ano?
At dun sa nagre-recruit, maligo siya.
Sino bang nagre-recruit na hindi nila? Ay! Ang galing. Suwabing-suwabe.
Maligo siya.
Deodorant kaya?
Ano ba?
Malapit na.
Matagal pa pala? Kailangan deodorant?
Ito nga sabi and on a final note, totoo yan, itong pinapaalala ni Ipis Dagat, na sino ba yung makakaliwang kongresista na humihingi ng tulong kay President Joe Biden para doon sa human rights situation dito sa Pilipinas. That's Congressman Ferdy Gaite, party list ng Bayan Muna, party list representative ng Bayan Muna, dating head or secgen ng Courage.
Yes.
Na ngayon nilayasan na ng sweep. So, yun yung ano natin, ha? Don't forget, bahagi na tayo. This is what the President refers to nga na bahagi ng ating obligasyon as citizens. We will have to starve them of recruits, of money, lahat ng pagkakataon. Pagka may mga fundraising yung mga yan, ingat-ingat kasi gagamit sila ng mga front organizations nila. Nako, ibang charities na lang bigyan natin. Let's just take care of stray dogs and cats and orphans dito sa ang daming mga institutions that we can give to.
Ikalat ang katotohanan.
Oo. At saka rin, yung mga mga NGOs that promote culture, arts, the study of our history. Yan, mas gusto ko pang yan ang suportahan natin. Wag yung mga fundraisers ng mga front organizations. We can vote with our money, di ba? Vote with our wallet. Wag sila bigyan na lang yung mga nararapat na mga institusyon. O, di yun.
At dahil dyan, maraming salamat sa pagsama sa aming ngayong tanghali. Ayun lang, may ligo ako mga pag-uwi ng bahay.
Maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa Tambayan ngayong araw na ito. We will be back tomorrow at 12 with Attorney Osam. Hopefully maligo na yun.
Maligo siya, kaya siya nakapunta. Buti pa yun.
Bukas kasama rin natin si Attorney Glenn Chong. At tabayanan ng susunod na programa Pilipinas ngayon na kasama sina Yusek Robert Rivera at si Lady Eliza. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles. We'll see you tomorrow also on Karambola 8 to 10.
Tambayan sa DWIZ.